Hello, friends. What happens when three men decide they're bigger than the Republic? As my canoe ripples through the waters beside Rome's old heart, I imagine a different kind of traffic jam. Not of carts or chariots, but of egos. Welcome to the First Triumvirate, an unofficial power trio that would shake the Roman Republic to its foundations. Think of it as a political band with no drummer, lots of ambition, and zero harmony. The year is 60 BCE. Rome is in chaos. The Senate squabbles, the people riot, and outside the city, armies still fight in distant lands. Amid this mess rise three titans: Gaius Julius Caesar, Gnaeus Pompeius Magnus, you know him as Pompey the Great, and Marcus Licinius Crassus, the man who made filthy rich look modest. Let's meet the trio. Pompey was the war hero. Tall, handsome, they say, and fresh off major victories in the East. He had legions of loyal soldiers and a reputation so big, even his statues blushed. But the Senate? They didn't give him what he wanted, land for his veterans. Crassus was the bank, a cunning businessman who once charged people to stop their houses from burning after he bought the fire brigade. He was obsessed with power and wanted military glory to match his wallet. Problem? He had everything but glory. And then came Caesar, young, charming, drowning in debt, but rising fast. He had just returned from Spain and wanted to become consul. But the Senate? Suspicious. He was too popular, too persuasive, and maybe, just maybe, too dangerous. Individually, these three couldn't get what they wanted. But together, they formed a secret alliance. Not official, not written, but powerful. Historians later called it the First Triumvirate. It was like a backroom deal with front-row consequences. Caesar would become consul and pass the laws Pompey and Crassus wanted. Pompey would get land for his soldiers. Crassus would get financial reforms and a future shot at military command. Everyone wins, sort of. And Caesar? He got the best deal of all, a 5-year command in Gaul, which he'd use to build an army, win glory, and become a household name across the Roman world. Meanwhile, back in Rome, things got awkward. Pompey married Caesar's daughter, Julia, to cement the alliance. Crassus seethed in the shadows, always wanting more. And Caesar? He was off fighting the Gauls, sending back victory after victory, gold after gold, and letters so dramatic they made the Senate's teeth grind. But time erodes even the strongest foundations, and egos are slippery stones. First, Julia died, breaking the personal bond between Caesar and Pompey. Then Crassus died in 53 BCE at the disastrous Battle of Carrhae against the Parthians, where his army was wiped out and his thirst for glory met a rather molten ending. Legend says molten gold was poured down his throat, poetic if nothing else. With Crassus gone and Julia lost, the alliance shattered. Now only 2 men remained, and only one could rule. Pompey aligned himself with the Senate. Caesar, still in Gaul, had his legions and the love of the people. Tension thickened like a Roman stew. Letters flew, warnings were ignored. The river Rubicon loomed ahead, both literally and figuratively. But that, my friends, is the turning of the tide. Because next time, the spotlight belongs to one man, a man who would cross a river, challenge a republic, and carve his name into history. Coming up next, Julius Caesar, the rise of a legend.